Hello and welcome. This is Eye on Port. This program is proudly brought to you by Gold Company Limited, the Ghana Revenue Authority, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and Serene Insurance. Our proud media partner is the Business and Financial Times. This week, in our main subject of discussion, we are looking at the disturbing trends of piracy in the Gulf of Guinea and some lessons that can be learned in that regard. But before we bring you the abridged version of our main discussion, the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, was in the port of TAKORADI to commission the liquid bulk terminal, as well as cut sword for additional works on the dry bulk terminal. Let's take a listen.
The Vice President of the Republic, His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has commissioned a new liquid bulk terminal at the port of TAKORADI, which will be responsible for receiving bulk liquid cargo such as petrol, diesel, LPG, heavy fuel, and bitumen. The new state-of-the-art liquid bulk terminal, which cost about $56.7 million, was built and would be operated and managed by Marshall Oil and Gas Services, a subsidiary of the Abridged group of companies who are playing a major role in infrastructural developments at the port of TAKORADI. It consists of a negative 14 meters chart datum, 5 loading arms for the various petroleum products, which are petrol, diesel, LPG, heavy fuel, and bitumen. It has a berthing capacity to handle vessels up to 60,000 tons of petroleum cargo. The chairman of the Abridged Group, Kwame Jan, expressed gratitude to the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority and its local financial partners for the faith shown in the indigenous business entity towards contributing to Ghana's port infrastructural development.
Abridged is also very grateful to the management and staff of GPHA for their tremendous support and collaboration. Minus GPHA, there will not be any Abridged involvement in the port of TAKORADI.
The chairman of the board of directors of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Peter McMenu, said the terminal is positioned to meet more than 50% of Ghana's domestic petroleum consumption, and it will also bring about many employment avenues.
The terminal is expected to employ a regular 100 import specialist personnel and more than 500 indirect persons to operate the facility.
The Minister of Transport, Kweku Ofori-Esiama, said government's resilience to support Abridged to develop its various infrastructural development at the port of TAKORADI is a demonstration of the commitment to boosting the capacity of Ghanaian private sector in meeting capital-intensive industrialization objectives.
Mr. Vice President, we have made significant progress toward the provision of necessary facilities to meet the demands of our oil and gas industry, increase commercial trade, and also to improve the competitiveness of the port to other neighboring countries.
The Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, stated that the liquid bulk terminal project ties in with government's vision towards ensuring efficiency in the country's port operations, which will go a long way to position the country as a major petroleum hub in the sub-region.
But when you look at the project, what they are doing in the context of the expansion of the TAKORADI port that Ghana wants to see happen, then making this TAKORADI port a major petroleum hub in the sub-region.
He commended the Abridged Group for a timely delivery of the project, which he has taken particular interest in due to the vision the Abridged Group presented to the presidency. In a related development, the Vice President, His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has also cut sword for the Phase 2 of the dry bulk terminal at the port of TAKORADI. The dry bulk terminal would be responsible for handling increased volumes of bauxite, manganese, clinker, gypsum, limestone, and other many varieties of bulk cargoes significant to everyday domestic and industrial use. The already completed new dry bulk jetty of 800-meter quay wall with draft of negative 16 meters chart datum, which is now being used at the port of TAKORADI, is the deepest bulk jetty in the whole of West Africa. To fully enhance the efficiency of cargo handling at the dry bulk terminal, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority has contracted Amandi Investment Limited for the phase 2 of the dry bulk terminal at a cost of $70 million, which would comprise the installation of a complete set of conveyor system, a loading arm for the export berth, full terminal pavement, utility services, terminal operations control office, among others. According to the chairman of the board of directors of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Peter McMenu, the terminal has the capacity to handle about 80 million metric tons of cargo per annum, and work is expected to be completed by second quarter of 2022. The GPHA board chairman said the terminal would bring about a multiplicity of employment opportunities as well as advance Ghana's industrialization goals.
And terminal operations will employ not less than 150 persons on direct terminal roles and not less than another 1,000 indirect employment opportunities.
The Minister of Transport, Kweku Ofori-Esiama, said such investments will play a key role in Ghana's drive to reach world markets more efficiently, as well as strengthen global integration.
I believe it is not out of place to say that seaport or maritime transport is essential for reaching world markets, strengthening global integration, and attracting investment. For this very reason, the need to create a conducive environment for investment has been a key part of government program for this sector.
The Western Regional Minister, Kwabena Otrida-Komensa, praised government on behalf of the people of the Western region for the commitment to developing that section of the country in its industrial agenda.
The road construction project going on in various districts in the region, coastal protection and development, railway development, education, infrastructure being constructed in the region is unmatched and therefore worthy of commendation. We say we are grateful.
The Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, said the initiative to advance infrastructure development at the port of TAKORADI would significantly complement Ghana's integrated bauxite and aluminium project being embarked on by government. He said it is no secret that without such advancement in port infrastructure, there would be little trade and the country could lose revenues.
Our ports provide a platform for revenue mobilization through customs duties and taxes, and provides employment opportunities to several Ghanaians. Our ports also contribute to the development of commercial activities in our neighboring landlocked countries, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger.
In a related development, the Minister of Transport, Kweku Ofori-Esiama, has announced that government is constructing an additional fish landing site at OTUAM in the central region, and this indeed will bring the total number of fish landing sites being constructed across the coastal belt to 12. The minister also inspected some construction sites to witness for himself the progress of work at those sites.
The Minister of Transport, Kweku Ofori-Esiama, has on Wednesday, 16th September 2020, announced the construction of an additional fishing port and landing site in OTUAM in the Ekumfi district of the central region of Ghana. According to the Transport Minister, funds have already been made available for the Ekumfi OTUAM fishing port and landing site, and construction is expected to commence in September 2020.
I'm the Minister for Transport. Kamrawa Obian Kamezi Sikani Day. Enti yewie ya. Na mo di asasene maya. Acha na otwi mienu. Ombeba kromo hanumo. Oma bestati adwuma no.
The Minister of Transport, Kweku Ofori-Esiama, who was accompanied by the Member of Parliament for Ekumfi constituency and Deputy Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Kingsley Francis Atukujo, the Acting Chief Director at the Ministry of Transport, Mabel Sego, engineers and consultants of China Harbour Engineering Company, engineers and officials from the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority and the Ministry of Transport revealed that the project will comprise of a breakwater, a fish market, a net mending hall, a fuel station, an ice making plant, and a daycare center for children.
The bare breakwater. Number one, breakwater. I don't know about Shamano Hubang. Ni a fish market draw.
Taking his turn to address the chiefs and people of Ekumfi, OTUAM, the Member of Parliament for Ekumfi constituency and Deputy Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Kingsley Francis Atukujo, expressed gratitude to the President of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo, for selecting Ekumfi OTUAM as a beneficiary of the fishing ports and landing site projects.
Enti onyima mpina akasem waja tumde. Yebe yiska nyebe chimebien. Yaye landing site ku Ekumfi. Yaye landing site ku Suwosu.
The Transport Minister, Kweku Furiyesiama, introduced the engineers from Czech who have been contracted to construct the fish landing site in OTUAM to the traditional authorities and members of the community and encouraged the local people in the community to live in harmony with the contractors to ensure speedy execution of the project.
Because it's a muyish and manoko will be kakra. No munyakwa no muya jumano. Sam Renuswa, Miss Ramo, Muno Muntrasi, Namu Papa so. Because Samuno Munya Bajum Krema, a Jumanabe Contem.
The members of the OTUAM Traditional Authority called for unity among the people to ensure that the project is successfully executed for the benefit of the community. The Deputy Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development and Member of Parliament for Ekumfi constituency, Kingsley Francis Atukujo, assured the fishing community of the government's commitment to develop the fisheries sector for national economic development. OTUAM, which is located in the Ekumfi district of the central region of Ghana and well known as the hometown of the former and late President Professor John Evans Atta Mills, becomes the 12th community selected by government to construct the fishing ports and landing sites, with the other initial 11 being Axim and Diskov in the western region, Maury, Mumford, Winneba, Senyabreku, Gomoafete and Elmina in the central region, Teshi and Jamestown in the Greater Accra region, and Keta in the Volta region. The Minister of Transport, Kweku Furiyesiama, has led a delegation comprising the Acting Chief Director of the Ministry of Transport and the Ministerial Advisory Board, Mabel Sego, officials from the Ministry of Transport, as well as the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, to inspect current works at 3 fishing landing sites in Axim, Winneba, and Senyabreku, which are part of the initial 11 coastal areas designated by government to be transformed into modern fishing ports and landing sites in Ghana. Following the announcement of Ekumfi OTUAM by the government as part of the sites designated for the project, the number of coastal areas expected to have a modernized and well-equipped fishing landing sites now comes 12 in number, with Axim and Diskov in the western region, OTUAM, Maury, Mumford, Winneba, Senyabreku, Gomoafete, and Elmina in the central region, Teshi and Jamestown in the Greater Accra region, and Keta in the Volta region. During the visit to the 3 fishing landing sites in Axim, Winneba, and Senyabreku, the Minister of Transport, Kweku Furiyesiama, took the opportunity to address some concerns of the fishing community at the various sites of construction and assure them of a timely completion of the projects. The minister also presented an award to the China Harbour Engineering Company, the contractors of the project, for completing 500,000 man-hours without any injuries on the project so far.
As much as we are trying to seek speed, we are not compromising on safety, and for me that is very significant.
Already, work is progressing steadily at all the locations where construction has commenced, including Elmina, where the president recently cut sword for that project. As at August 2020, the completion stages of the various fishing ports and landing sites were as follows: Axim 42.01%, Diskov 38.23%, Maury 37.52%, Mumford 38.57%, Winneba 8.88%, Senya 90.69%, Gomoafete 69.82%, Teshi 38.32%, and Keta 5.25%. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority is supervising the construction of all 12 fishing ports and landing sites projects as the nation's agency responsible for building, managing, and operating all ports and port-related infrastructure in Ghana.
Now to our main subject of discussion on the emerging disturbing trends of piracy in the Gulf of Guinea, as well as some measures that can be put in place to reduce the menace. I, on Port, engaged the executive director of the Center for Maritime Law and Security, who is also a retired Navy captain, in the person of Dr. Kamaldeen Ali. And his organization revealed some disturbing trends of piracy in its latest report. Let's take a listen.
The Executive Director of the Center for Maritime Law and Security, Dr. Kamaldeen Ali, has urged government to empower the nation's security and security intelligence apparatus with the needed retooling in the areas of logistics, financing, technology, and so on in order to match up with the growing sophistication in the fight against piracy, which is spreading rapidly into the country's territorial waters.
We need to take quick measures, including deepening our regional cooperation, and at the national level here in Ghana, we need to look into our Navy. We need to have much collaboration with coastal communities, and then we may be able to be on the way to winning the war.
Speaking on Iron Port, Dr. Kamaldeen Ali, who is also a retired Navy captain, said it has become incumbent upon Ghana as a matter of urgency to focus its attention to the subject of piracy, which has become a threatening menace to human life and trading in the sub-region.
You know, piracy is just not something that affects a vessel, it's something that affects business, it's something that affects livelihood, it's something that affects everything. It could be that this vessel is carrying critical supplies, which could be health, needs of a country, and it is taken.
He said, for the international maritime trade, one of the contributing factors to high cost of freight is due to the unsafe nature of the sub-region's territorial waters, therefore resulting in high cost of insurance on cargo and ship's crew, which inevitably are transferred onto the innocent importer and consequently the ordinary consumer.
The endemic nature of piracy in our waters, vessels coming will have to take the same war risk insurance. So it means they are paying very high level of premium, and that is then passed on to the shipper or the importer.
Dr. Kamaldeen Ali, who reviewed a recent piracy attack and crew abduction on one fishing vessel, AP-703, in Ghanaian waters, said the spread of pirates in 2020 across the sub-region is very alarming and the highest since 2008. He said mass crew abductions are at an all-time high, with recorded numbers of raids on fishing vessels and oil tankers.
You have piracy footprints. It has occurred in Equatorial Guinea, a number of cases in Equatorial Guinea, of course, quite a number in Nigerian waters, quite a number in DR Congo, quite a number has occurred in Cameroon. Quite a number have occurred in Cote d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, and then Ghana falling in within the same period.
He stated that it has become more incumbent on the national security apparatus, especially the Navy, to be equipped, retooled, and given the right financial backing to be able to tackle pirates, which he said have become more sophisticated in their operations.
The way forward is that is to equip the Navy sufficiently. Yeah, the Navy need more vessels. They need different class of vessels to be able to operate, to be able to have greater presence at sea.
The retired Navy captain also advised that the nation's security apparatus should revise their fundamentals, especially by strengthening their relationship with the local coastal communities in order to make significant steps towards controlling the nation's territorial waters and arresting perpetrators of sea crimes such as piracy who plot their raids on land.
We need to, as a country, work a bit more with our coastal communities, and in roping them into this discourse. You see, the greater visibility we have at sea is not the Navy, it's the coastal communities. Yeah, they send hundreds of vessels to the sea every day, canoes every day.
Dr. Kamaldeen Ali also called for improved inter-regional cooperation among the security agencies of the countries in the sub-region, especially in investigations to trace the profile of those in the criminal act of piracy.
So Ghana as a country, we haven't paid attention to
much attention to understanding the criminal networks in Nigeria in terms of analyzing them, how they are operating. operating, deploying our intelligence networks to do that.
He revealed that CEMLAWS found in its recent report that the Niger Delta is the #1 breeding grounds for organized piracy syndicates. He said it is so far unclear the powers that support the highly sophisticated, technologically advanced, and heavily financially resourced organized sea crime of piracy.
We have to be interested in that. We have to be interested in looking at the layers. For example, there's one particular case in Nigeria where a security company has been involved in moving ransom, allegedly. But Nigerians are asking more questions, that are they just moving ransom, or they were possibly also sponsoring piracy? So these are some of the layers that can be.
The executive director of the Center for Maritime Law and Security said the complexities in the modern advanced organization of piracy has made pirates well advantaged to conduct attacks in deep seas, enabling them to evade the intervention of security forces, including the Navy.
The pirates have been able to redesign their operation in such a way that they use a number of speedboats that reinforce each other, some carrying their supplies or some carrying their logistics, and they are able to target and take vessels that deeper.
According to Dr. Kamaldeen Ali, these developments have become urgently necessary for the immediate retooling and reinforcing of the Navy and its allied security agencies to nip the menace of piracy in the bud.
Eye on Port returns after this break.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goil Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goil Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goil Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goil Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
Electricity, pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Oh, how are you?
Hi Yvonne, a few words please. Everyone is talking about the fire at your production house last week. How are you holding up? Has production stalled?
No, not at all. My crew and everyone on my set is perfectly fine because I insure with Serene Insurance. As a matter of fact, I've had all my equipment replaced, including the vehicles that were affected. My workers have been sorted out. Even my production downtime has been covered. So it's all good. I have a meeting to attend to, so I have to get going. Sorry about that.
Which insurance company did you mention?
Serene Insurance, the new face of insurance, a member of First Sky Group.
Welcome back from the break. Now to some international maritime and port news.
It has been a month since the port of Beirut faced its worst possible man-made disaster since the Lebanese civil war. But the fear of explosions and fires do not seem to leave the city's citizens alone. On Friday, the port of Beirut woke up to another deadly fire that threatens to cut the lifeblood of the Middle Eastern country, which is foreign humanitarian aid. The blaze broke out was at an aid agency that has been storing food and cooking oil. According to the Red Cross Regional Director, Fabrizio Carboni, the warehouse stocked thousands of food parcels, which is the life support of the Lebanese economy. Ever since a deadly explosion rocked Beirut last month, killing 190 individuals, Lebanon's economy has been heavily dependent on foreign humanitarian aid. This explosion in a food storage warehouse puts the humanitarian operation subjected to serious risk factors. The UN is carrying out inspections of vessels on the high seas of the coast of Libya, suspected to be carrying arms or related material, either to or from Libya. The most recent interception took place on a product tanker, the Royal Diamond 7, flying the flag of the Marshall Islands. With a carrying capacity of 13,000 deadweight tonnage, the vessel departed from the port of Sharjah in the United Arab Emirates and was heading to Benghazi in Libya. Intelligence information said that the ship was carrying a cargo of jet fuel that could be used for military purposes. This is as part of efforts to ensure the UN arms embargo on Libya to support the peace process for the country. The new initiative is using aerial, satellite, and maritime assets to identify suspected movements.
Now, schedules of vessels in the port, those at anchorage and those expected in the coming week, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate next. Your comments are next.
Pierre asks, hello, I would like to know whether a vessel's crew are allowed to carry missiles, other arms and ammunition for defense against pirates. Hi Pierre, Dr. Kamaldeen Ali said no, they are not, because crew on vessels are not trained to handle arms and weapons of that nature. Jackson Apedu asks, who takes the pictures shown on pirate attacks? Hello Jackson, some vessels have cameras on them that are able to capture footages of pirate attacks. Also, drones sometimes are used for these and other advancements in technology like automatic ship identification systems and so on. Eric from Belgium asks, can you ask Dr. Kamal if he has found literature on maritime piracy where pirates have been interested in cargo rather than crew members, especially in the coastal waters of West Africa? Eric, the executive director of CEMLAWS Africa, says pirates do attack vessels for cargo sometimes. However, recent trends indicate an increased interest in crew abductions for ransom. Kofi from Tema suggests retooling the Navy in terms of procuring vessels that will be able to stay longer at sea, like offshore patrol vessels, is the way to go. The country can consider acquiring drones as well as investing in maritime domain-aware systems with satellite imagery sensors. Thank you, Kofi, for your suggestions. We believe the security institutions have taken note and would consider them.
That's all for this week's episode of Eye on Port. Thank you for watching and thanks to the entire crew.